Welcome back, everybody, to the Cinema Culture Club podcast, episode 3. We've been gone for a while, but we promise the content is coming. Now, since we've been gone for a while, I feel like we're due for some reintroductions, so I'll kick it off first. My name is kiingjesss. To my left is OMGJulio, and to the right is CCCMark, otherwise referenced as Boyo. Boys, we've been gone for a while. We've been gone for, the first half of this year. There's a lot to talk about, but before we get to that, I want to get your guys' thought on something that's been taking the world by storm. I know you, me, all of us, we've been glued to TV watching, some of us with higher stakes than others, to be honest, and that is the World Cup. Every 4 years we get together to, root our countries on and see who's going to take it home. And honestly, my own Mexico has been doing great this year, and USA, they've been doing great as well, but they just recently lost their last game. So I just want to get your guys' thoughts on it. Who do you guys got, winning the whole thing? Who do you got as an underdog? Boyle, let me get your thoughts first, Doug.
Winning the whole thing? I don't know. It's looking like FIFA might give it to Messi, to Argentina.
Give it to
You see that game where he scored for the hat trick?
They
should have been out that game. They should have been out that game. But no, I think France is looking like they're gonna take it all. I think.
You know what? I got France picked as like the actual winner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, in my heart, USA, man. Like,
of course,
like Mexico.
And Mexico. I mean, I think all of us are Mexican, Hispanic to some extent. I know you're American Salvadorian. I'm Mexican American. You're Mexican American. So we all have at least two teams that we're really rooting for in this World Cup. But we also have our favorites. I know some people prefer Argentina, some people prefer Portugal. Spain. But honestly, I mean, from what I've been able to see from both of our teams, Mexican, USA, I would say if we don't have a big chance of getting far, I mean, we have the smallest chance of winning it, So we'll just have to wait and see. There's so many factors now within this World Cup from smaller teams, stepping up that we don't know now for sure who can win it. Anyone can step up with this one.
Yeah.
Capo Verde.
Taking you to life.
I know, for real though. But I mean, like, that's the element of surprise, right? This we can really treat this World Cup as like anyone can win. It's not set in stone anymore.
I wanted Capo Verde to win that third game though because they got Argentina next. So I was like, your reward for advancing
is facing one of the hardest teams in the whole thing.
And then USA's got Bosnia Herzegovina, so like it'll be tough, but we can do it. Like
in the Bosnia, son.
Yeah. Also versus like I like how all of a sudden like the general American populace are soccer experts now, like
out of nowhere, right? Everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah, or worse, like going into the tournament, the group USA were in, people were like, "Oh, we'll lose to Turkey, but if we get the other two, like we're in, right?" And now expectations change, and all of a sudden, losing to Turkey was a travesty. Mm-hmm. So like the fact that the USA was able to like change those expectations lets you know what the team was doing, because before the tournament, people were accepting a loss to Turkey as get that out the way, win the other two, they'll advance. And now after that first USA game, the loss to Turkey is like an affront now.
No, yeah.
So that goes to show a lot of the expectations change, and like maybe USA's finally arrived as a soccer nation. Knock on wood, but
no, they for sure have. But where were they at? Fucking hella World Cups ago, like in the 90s?
They missed. They missed the 2018 World Cup. Yeah. They didn't even qualify.
I know, but like if the United States would have started caring about soccer like a long time ago, they would have had a World Cup.
But like USA not qualifying, that was embarrassing. But then Italy didn't qualify 3 times in a row. So like people are ignoring that USA missed it that one time because Italy missed out.
Italy didn't make it this year. That's crazy.
No, they didn't make it. This is the 3rd time in a row that they didn't make it. So.
Now, apart from the players and the teams, I do know that there's a lot of new changes this year, to the FIFA World Cup, and one of them has been hydration breaks, and there's been a lot of complaints from people about the hydration breaks. I just want to get your guys' thoughts on it. Do you guys think that the hydration breaks are okay? Do you think that there should be less of them?
It's dumb.
It's dumb, really.
Suck it up.
No, why suck it up? Oh, that is wild to say after something like Astro World.
No, here's the thing. Technically, there was
these guys are athletes, the professionals. They do this.
So, but some of them, I mean, like look at the Norway team, right? They're not used to these conditions. They had to come and sunbathe to get used to the sun.
It's never been a rule that you couldn't drink during the game. They used to like a few things would happen. If you're running down the sideline, they can toss you the pouch, and guys would be like running in the pouch. Or when the subs would come in, the substitutes, they would come in and they start like handing out little pouches and stuff. If anything, like not for nothing, but the 2 biggest reasons I saw for the hydration breaks was, well, first the obvious advertising space money, but 2, because the World Cup is like in North America and like they think we suck as fans. They're like 2 halves, no, 4 quarters. And even I've joked because sometimes like during the hydration break, and if there was like a really exciting like beginning of first half, I'm like, damn, that was a good first quarter for that team. Like, but honestly, some people have said that it's easier for them to break it down into 4 quarters, and I go, that's not what that is.
It's not really.
It's not what that is. But some people, that's what they think it is, and I'm like, you know what? If it gets them into the game, fine. But like, I can only imagine like what would happen if you choose some place where it's cold all year round to have the World Cup.
Yeah,
you do hydration breaks and
can't control the weather.
I mean, that's true. I mean, like I said, I feel like I agree with them because you should keep the other guys hydrated. You know, they're running back and forth so much. I've been there. I've trained guys, you know, on bigger fields. Like, they need their hydration breaks. So I feel like giving them the hydration breaks is fine. Is it too many? Maybe 1 or 2 would be fine. But I don't have that big of a gripe with the hydration breaks like everybody else does.
I forgot what team it was, though, like on their first match. Mm-hmm. Was it Norway or was it, I forget, it was one of the European teams? The coach had the huddle and they turned on the spring. They got him. Like, I forget what team it was, but one team was in the wrong spot because they water the field during the hydration breaks too. Mm-hmm. But one of the teams decided to have their huddle there. And
they did it on purpose.
They did it on purpose.
Hydrate even more.
Anyways, boys, we got a lot to get to in regards to movies. I want to kick it off with Project Hail Mary, actually, because that's one of the earlier movies that we got to see this year. Yeah. I absolutely enjoyed that movie. I would say that movie, to me at least, for this year alone, is probably a 10, close to a 10, 9.5 to a 10. It's definitely that movie magic that I have been missing from movies in theaters for a very long time. It finally kicked off, at least this year, that is so heavy with the movies. It kicked it off perfectly for me. I've never been a huge Ryan Gosling fan. I think you guys have known that, but this movie definitely turned it around for me. Like him in Drive never sold me, even though that was his big role. What was that?
Wait, what about Nice Guys?
Nice Guys
with Russell Crowe?
No, not that one either. Not even that one.
It's a classic Shane Black film.
I would say the movie that almost sold me on him from his past would have been the one with Steve Carell.
Which one?
Stupid Crazy Love.
Yes, that was the closest I've gotten to actually liking Ryan Gosling.
I thought he was going to say Remember the Titans or
something. After this movie, I am on the Ryan Gosling train. I believe the hype. This movie was almost perfect. I absolutely loved it, and I want to get Julio. Let me get your thoughts on it real quick.
You didn't like The Notebook?
No, I didn't like The Notebook. Nope.
Right, not liking Ryan Gosling. That's a crazy take.
That's a crazy.
La La Land, dude. That's right up
I
your
haven't
alley.
seen La La Land. No, okay. I know that's going to be a big shock. I haven't seen La La Land.
Add it to the list right now.
All right. Let me see. So here's the thing. Disclaimer: I didn't read the book, so okay. I can't rate it as an adaptation.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like hardcore book fans are gonna poke a lot of holes in the movie, but as a movie only viewer, yes, I had it at a 9.5 out of 10. And the only reason is because me personally, the jumping back and forth in story, I've never liked that. I've never liked that. Like going like, I've always preferred either linear storytelling or tell your story and have maybe one flashback scene. But Project Hail Mary was you wake up in space, flashback to like, he's on Earth, then back to space, and back to Earth.
Back and forth.
So that's the only reason why like I went, didn't go with a full 10 as a movie. As far as like Ryan Gosling, to me, like, come on, man, dude was acting basically no co-stars. Dude was talking to an inanimate rock on set. Like the movie makes the rock move, but on the set, he was talking to an inanimate object and like, and he makes you believe that friendship. So like that's a masterclass of like, hey, if anyone ever doubted Ryan Gosling can act, rock. Rock. Okay.
Yeah, chemistry with the rock.
Yeah. What did you have on it, Pollo?
I had it pretty high up too. I had it like at a 9 out of 10. Okay. And I liked it. It was a lot of vibes like Interstellar. And what else did I like about it? I love the Rocky references.
The Rocky Balboa references, yeah.
I think Interstellar was more heavy on the sci-fi though, and less charming because Project Hail Mary had so much charm to it, whereas Interstellar didn't want to be charming. Let's get that part straight though. Yeah. But Interstellar was like so into its sci-fi, hard, whereas Project Hail Mary is more of a like, hey, here's a space story, but really like it's a friendship story.
Yeah, it's like a romance movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I rated the movie pretty high. I gave it like a 9 out of 10. I really like the cinematography shots in there, like the whole the fishing sequence in the movie.
Oh, the fishing
when they went to go get the red articles from the
Planet Adrian.
Yeah, okay. That whole shot.
That's a great shot.
Oh, that was a moment of just straight up anxiety. They were just not knowing if he was gonna make it back or not.
Palms were sweating for sure.
Oh, for sure.
When they're fishing, I'm trying to get that GIF, and I set it as like my background on my PC. Like, but I wanted to move like when he's because the red stuff in the background.
Yeah,
the astrophage.
Yeah, that's
that shit. I mean, the movie was great. Like I said, it's a heartwarming tale of two guys just trying to save their planets. And sometimes that's all you need. That's a very basic premise and just that movie magic. And honestly, it got so many people to go to the theater. It really jump started this year. For all these blockbusters that we're getting,
It was the first movie I saw this year.
For this year, yeah.
For the movie though, because once again, book readers end up coming in like, that's not what the book was about. It's not no bromance. Get out of here. Like, we don't know. I'm gonna get to it. Burning the TBR coming soon. But I'll get to it. Man.
The movie did get me to want to read the book, so I'll probably check it out too.
I think the biggest thing too is that we've had this conversation a lot. What does success mean for a movie? Critical success? Financial success, a cult following. Project Hail Mary did all three. Yeah. Like we were talking about the World Cup earlier. Dude from Mexico scored the goal and did the
Rocky dance.
Yeah. So like, come on. So like, it was critically successful.
Internationally,
it made bank, and now cult following.
Yeah, 100%.
So like, but we've had other conversations in the past. Like, what does success mean? What like I'll use other examples. Shape of Water, Best Picture, box office was terrible.
Yeah.
No.
Like studios for sure want that big budget, the one that
Michael Bay,
money.
Michael Bay Transformers movies, box office is up there. Critically speaking, I ain't gonna insult nobody. I'm not gonna insult anybody, but we're not talking cinematic masterpieces of the Transformers movies. So that's why we always had the conversation. What does success mean for a movie? Project Hail Mary did all three.
Yeah.
So
it's true. I mean, if you want to keep talking about successes, another huge success this year has been Obsession. What do you guys think of Obsession? Because I mean, I absolutely loved it. I feel like I've made that point online that I just love this movie. But I want to get your guys' quick thought. Boyo, you seem to have loved this movie too, and you just recently saw it. Yeah. What was your quick thoughts on it?
It was for sure probably on my top 3 of the year for sure. I love horror movies, so it was right up my alley, and it was hilarious too. I don't know about you guys, but there was
for sure.
Like when like those scenes, just like when Nikki was talking like in like the sweet voice, when she would like she would freak out one scene and then she'd be like, oh no, go back to sleep. And like the calmest voice ever. It was hilarious.
Just the toxic girlfriend, trait all the way up.
Yeah, but Curry Barker, that's the director's name, right?
Yeah, Curry Barker.
That shit was sick. I like the what's it called?
We're thinking of like.
No, I was just gonna say like the plot. Like the plot was good, like the story.
Oh, okay.
Did he was he like the writer of it too, or?
It was his. Yeah, I think it was.
He did everything.
Whole concept.
Okay, that part I didn't know. I didn't know that he did everything. Like if he also wrote.
Yes, I imagine he directed it. I wasn't sure, but the plot was good. I liked it. It was interesting.
It's just it's taking something simple and something that we can all relate to in a sense, At least like seeing it through other people's eyes or experiencing it yourself. And it just cranks that fear of that situation up to 10. And I think that is something that New Age horror is doing. And we've seen it with other movies like Backrooms, where the horror that we're used to and that we're so normalized and seeing is not the horror that we've come to appreciate nowadays. Like we're over the quick jump scares. We want that mental, psychic, freak out instead of just the, oh, hey, I'm here, it's better when you're thinking about the movie 12 hours later, instead of, just that instant gratification of, oh, I scared them.
Even look at last year's #1 horror movie, Weapons. They had no jump scares.
Exactly.
The scary thought came from laying awake the night I saw it and being like,
what if this happened?
I got up to check on the. I got up in the middle of the night just to be like,
check up on my kid. Just
all right, she's still there.
Still there.
I can sleep. But the thing. Quick side note, not to brag, but nobody believed in Obsession as much as I did. Drafting it in our fantasy box office league, and it wasn't my last pick either. Okay, it wasn't my last pick either.
That was a sleeper pick.
Yeah, but so like I drafted it in our summer league and in the middle round, so I had faith. But the thing too about Obsession is that everything it did well. Meaning, look, it didn't reinvent anything on the horror wheel. Mm-hmm. I even predicted a few things on my first watch through. Like spoiler alert, I was like, oh, she cooked that cat, didn't she? And it did. So it's like I saw it coming. But guess what? It was executed properly. And if you're going to execute it properly and at a high level, I don't mind it. I'm still going to be entertained. Right? So like a lot of people think, oh, if you don't do something new, your movie's not going to get any attention. It's like, no, you can do the tried and true. Just do it at a high level. Execute just, flawlessly, and it'll be fine. And Obsession just proved that. Yeah. What is it? $1 million budget, like $300 million box office.
A huge success in the box office, but not only a huge success in the box office, huge success in cinema in general. I mean, that's definitely not to say that horror has been suffering, because it's never been suffering. It's always been that kind of backbone for cinema. It's always there. It's always reliable.
They release those horror movies.
Yeah, but this time it's pushed it up to the forefront, and that gave movies like Backrooms that stage for them to perform well. I'm not saying that Backrooms probably wouldn't have done well if Obsession didn't come out, but it definitely benefited from an Obsession doing well right before it. And that's what brought in those fans. There's a lot of younger fans that grew up with the horror that is Five Nights at Freddy's, Backrooms, SCP. Mm-hmm. And us, we didn't really grow up with that, but now that we're slowly catching up and we're seeing them being brought into the big screen, I'm excited to dive more into their new horror, because it's a very different than what we're used to.
I think he already announced his next project.
He did. Yeah.
Separate story, same universe. That's all he said, or at least that's all I bothered to like remember that he said. But so he's already on deck for something else. It's totally different, but he said they're in the same universe. That's all he'll say. I don't even know if it'll be still the One Wish Willow. Oh. Maybe, I don't know if that's going to be his thing, his driving factor. But so whatever the next movie is, wherever the different location, different characters, but they're living in the same world and same time as I already forgot their names. I suck with character names in movies so bad.
Bear and Nikki.
Okay, I forgot everyone else's name in that movie.
Oh no, yeah, for sure.
Or I don't even remember the character's name in Project Hail Mary. Yeah. What's Ryan Gosling's name?
Ryland Grace.
Ryland Grace and Rocky.
Ryland.
Ryland. This man can't pronounce Ryland.
No, not that. Like I even when I was watching the movie, I'm like, oh damn, that was Ryan Gosling was so smart in that scene. I was not calling him by his character name, and hell, even the next movie we're about to talk about, I probably look, man, the only character names that I remembered all movie long are was probably during the Super Mario Galaxy movie, or like during.
It doesn't count. You already know those characters.
Yeah, I know, right? or during Scream, because I know Ghostface.
Oh,
that's what I call him. I was like, yeah, Ghostface. Okay. Yeah, Nev Campbell.
And that's one of those older horror movies that came back this year as well too. What did we get? Scream 7, right?
Scream 7.
And to be honest, when I was looking at the list of movies of what I watched this year, when I saw the one on the list, I was like, that came out this year? I was like, what was the plot for that one again? And I instantly, my brain went to, it was the one in the city. But no, that one was 6. This one was the really crappy AI one.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't bother with this one. You didn't bother with this one. Did you watch this one, Scream 7?
I did, but I didn't really, like it. Okay, so I don't remember it that well. Not because it was bad. It works just fine as a Scream film. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, okay, so my critique of it is actually from some real world issues, not in universe storytelling. But because of what happened with the two sisters from Scream 5 and 6. Yeah. Jenna Ortega's character, and then they got fired, and they were trying to hand out the franchise, and they made a big deal about bringing Nev Campbell back to the franchise and everything. But when I watched it, all I saw was them having Nev Campbell there, and the whole time she's just trying to hand off the franchise to someone else now. So they didn't really bring Nev Campbell back. They're just like, well, we got rid of our 2 lead actresses from the previous 2 films. Here's Nev Campbell, and immediately they go into this. Now try to hand the franchise off, and we're going to be done with you again for Scream 8, Nev Campbell. And then, so like my critique was more of they didn't really focus on trying to make this film a film. They were just it kind of look when you're watching it and you're going through all the plot points and beats, you kind of just see that when that bleeds into the movie, it bothers you as a viewer. So all I could see was them trying to hand off the franchise again so that we can follow new characters in Scream 8 and 9. And they hope they don't have to fire those people as well. So that was one of my issues with it.
My big issue with it just felt like this was all kind of like a pressured kind of movie that was filmed because of the reaction that they got from the previous one where Nev Campbell wasn't in it. They came back and they just kind of gave what the fans wanted and then kind of mixed it up with what was going on in the world right now with like a bunch of AI, and it just didn't mesh well for me, like at all. Was it a horrible movie? No. But was it a great movie? No. It just felt like something that they decided to put out in order to make the fans happy and give this person from the previous franchise an attempt back into the movie, which I felt like with the previous movie introducing the two new girls, they were kind of on their way of bringing back Scream as a franchise with the new characters, and regressing back to making the story about the previous characters just kind of is the wrong step for me, in that direction. But again, it's not a horrible movie. It's just not the right step in the right direction for Scream, at least in my eyes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it wasn't supposed to be. They lost the lead. Like if they didn't lose their lead actresses, they don't bring Nev Campbell back. Guaranteed. So like,
I see that.
So basically, a pivot, and anyone who waited on streaming, better.
If you guys don't like all these new horror movies like Backrooms and stuff, like another classic horror movie that came out this year was Hokum. That's like your typical haunted hotel, stuff like that. Like it gives off like Insidious, The Conjuring vibes. So that's a really good one with
that's Adam Scott. Adam Scott.
Okay. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it.
That one was scary. It was good.
What were we giving rating wise? What are you giving?
Ratings? I'll give it like an 8.5 out of 10. I am a huge Adam Scott fan, so Adam Scott. But it was a good movie. The story was good. What else was good about it?
So about Hokum. Yeah. I know you said it's Adam Scott and everything. I checked out the trailers already. Question, and it won't change my view of the movie, but I'm just curious. Is he like somewhere else? He's not in America in that movie, is he?
Yeah, it takes place in Ireland.
Oh, okay.
It's a hotel in Ireland.
Because I've seen some of the shots and I'm like, that's not America. Not that I mind it, but I'm like, I feel like they could have pushed that a little more, maybe for like saying that it's not a foreign film though. It's just he's somewhere else in a foreign country. But.
No, we were just talking about it, and since you've seen it, we haven't. Is this horror more like old school horror, where like we're getting the jump scares, or is this more of like a psychological horror film?
It's more like old school horror with like the jump scares, but it also has like a good story to it. Like there's like the horror aspect.
Break it down for us a little bit.
So it's like about this hotel that's haunted.
Okay.
So like the scary parts happen like inside this room that's haunted, but there's also like stuff like some like a drama going on with the people in the hotel, which is also really interesting. So it's like
sounds like some Room 1408.
I know, right?
But like cross with Wuthering Heights.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, but I was intrigued the whole time. The story was good.
So in the movies, the horror movies that have come out this year, where are you ranking it? Like,
Hokum?
Yeah.
I'll probably put it right in the bottom of Obsession.
Right under Obsession?
Yeah, I'll probably say Obsession, Hokum, and Backrooms top 3.
Okay. That's a good top 3. That makes me want to watch Hokum a lot more.
I've seen a few horror movies too. I've seen Passenger that came out this year, and Apex, the Netflix one. I was kind of not that one. Send Help.
Oh, okay. I was like, is Apex a horror movie?
The Sam Raimi.
Send Help. Hey, that was this year. Hey, it was.
Did you watch that one?
February.
Yeah, I did see that one.
What did you guys think of that one? I haven't watched it. So someone who hasn't watched it, sell it to me.
That was a classic Sam Raimi movie.
Sam Raimi.
It has all these classic shots. If you like Dylan O'Brien and what's the female name?
Rachel McAdams.
Yeah. They carried it for sure. Their characters, their acting, because it's just them stuck in the island, so they had to act with each other. So their chemistry was really good.
To me, I guess that one has horror elements, but it's not. It's less a horror and more of a like a psychological thing, because two people are trapped on an island.
Yeah.
Two people who don't like each other.
Yeah.
And who can't really trust each other.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
not to give too many spoilers on that, but it's like, imagine you're trapped on an island with someone you know wants to kill you. That probably sucks. And
Imagine
that's
you're stuck on an island with your boss that's a piece of shit.
and then he's trying to kill you. And then he's trying to kill you.
No,
and that's,
he needs you to survive because he's hurt. So like he needs you in the island.
Yeah, but he also has the stupid desire to try to kill you, like because he tries multiple times. So it's not like, that's what I'm saying. So like it's that one's more of a psychological horror more than
yeah, that's true.
Than it's not a slasher. It's not a jump scare. There's no magic in this, no voodoo, whatever you want to call it, But like this is just more of the plane crash, which that's a scary thing in itself for anyone who has to live through.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you're on the island, and it's like she knows he's trying to kill her, but she also is like, I gotta help him. I gotta help him heal. Gotta feed him because he can't catch his own food, Yeah. And it just sucks like that.
And then she kind of becomes like the villain in the end.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That kind of I mean, right off the trailer, it kind of made it seem like that, right? Like
the reason I keep saying that it's a horror movie is because the trailer, like, there's all the blood, and I saw Sam Raimi's name. I'm like, oh shit!
I would also classify it as a horror, but just psychological because it's not a slasher.
Yeah,
Scream slasher horror.
Yeah,
Send Help is not slasher.
Yeah, there's different genres.
On the opposite end, something that isn't horror, something I know, Julio, you're very excited to talk about, and we already touched on it a little bit. The Super Mario Galaxy movie came out this year, and that's something that we were all very excited for. And when it came out, I was excited, and I watched it, and I was a little bit less excited because it just felt like the movie was completely rushed. It just felt like it was a clips compilation of what could have been. It's not to say that the movie was bad, but it just didn't feel as much as a cohesive story as the first one kind of did, But Julio, you love the movie. You went and took your kids out to watch it. Tell us a little bit about that.
I mean, well, first and foremost, the only reason the movie even makes like the topic today is because it is the highest grossing movie of the year so far.
For sure.
So, and that's, who's not going to talk about why wouldn't we talk about the movie that's brought in the most money so far this year?
Brought me the most money for the fantasy box office.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, like we talked about it, that's one factor of movie success is making money. Now it's about to lose that spot.
Yeah.
There's Toy Story 5 now. Spider-Man's coming out. Doomsday later.
Odyssey.
The Odyssey. I mean, is the Odyssey like already guaranteed? The Billy?
I feel like
$1 billion. Okay.
Nolan, come on.
Oh, okay. So it's just a matter of will it?
It was 8 for the trailer when it came out.
Yeah. So like,
that's true.
Like, Oppenheimer did what? 900 something. So Oppenheimer didn't break the billion. Oppenheimer, good stuff, by the way. But no, just for the super, because it brought in the most money. $1 billion can't be wrong. Now, was it a great movie? No. Paper thin plot, very like it's very much a modern day. This is what it takes the kids to be quiet. Yeah. Why? Because they stayed quiet.
No, yeah.
All 90 minutes. And I get it, man. It's none of the scenes had room to breathe. Nothing had room to be
There was
explored.
no story. There was no real story to follow along.
There was a story. It was just the most paper thin, just very like, hey, Bowser Jr. came to get his dad.
The fight with Bowser lasted like 5 seconds. Yeah. It was nothing. Yeah. I feel like the adventure to get there was bigger than the fight itself.
That one of those the real adventure is the friends we made along
the way. Yeah. No, but I mean the movie was good, like visually. I mean, amazing, like Illumination, their engine that they just throw movies through now is really great. But it really was just that kind of brain rot. Here's the scene, here's a location, here's a character, here's a location. And as people that were going in kind of hoping to get that like Mario Galaxy storyline, we didn't really get any of that. We did get Rosalina, we got the Lumas, but to say that we got the storyline for Mario Galaxy just wasn't. It's just not there.
Yeah. No, for what it's worth though too, like Mario Galaxy is the game that has probably maybe Paper Mario, but like the mainline Mario games really don't have any story either.
Yeah.
Now that's no excuse because the whole point of a movie is maybe give us something different. But they went with Mario Galaxy, which is of the mainline games probably has the most story, which isn't saying much in the games. and they didn't give us much here. The incorporation of Star Fox, obviously, like Illumination is now trying to like, hey, can we make other Nintendo movies? Like,
No, yeah.
like we already have Star Fox, and Legend of Zelda is coming soon.
Yeah,
that's live action also.
Live action.
I think the Mario franchise can get away with its lack of story. And again, $1 billion can't be wrong. They did get away with it.
The IP made the money.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Well, you know what's funny? Because they only count box office. If they could count those damn Yoshi popcorn holders,
oh yeah,
bro, everyone was walking out. I seen a family. They had 4 kids, and all 4 of them were walking out with it. Like, and those were $50 a pop.
That's why I couldn't get one.
So like, imagine if you can also like, so even beyond that, the movie made that money. All the merch, all like the Mario IP, what they're bringing in this year. Yeah. So, but there was that. But then also like whereas Legend of Zelda, I think, can't survive what they just gave us Mario Galaxy.
Okay.
For one, it's live action.
Yeah.
For two, the Legend of Zelda actually has very deep lore, even the most simple ones back in like '87 and all that. So,
but isn't that why we're making it a show instead of a movie?
What's the show?
That part, I thought it was a movie.
I thought I had read somewhere, and I could be completely wrong, but I thought I had read somewhere that this was going to be a Netflix show, not a.
Oh, okay. I mean, they could be trying to pivot.
And then if it's a Netflix show, you give yourself enough of one way to be able to explain all that lore and be able to get those talking points and those scenes that we all want to see. You know,
I wouldn't be surprised if once they actually got there and they started putting stuff, they're like, yeah, you know what, man?
It's too hard.
Yeah,
we're gonna need more than 2 hours for this.
Yeah, so if they change it, then that's smart. But if they insist on making it a movie, then yes, I think that film, Legend of Zelda, it would be fair to then hold that up to the kind of criticism that people were trying to give the Mario Galaxy movie, which, in all fairness, fair criticism, but people still said, "Nah, man, I know what I want to do." Like.
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like the majority of us went out to go see that movie. That's why it was a huge success, you know? Good or bad, we went to go see it. And I would say I walked away enjoying myself. I just felt like it should have been a little bit more of a cohesive story, you know?
Yeah. I feel like going into it, I didn't expect much. Because, I don't know, like, the first one was cool too, but yeah, like I wasn't expecting it to be like as good as the first one. But like going out of the theater, I did think it was pretty good. You know, like I didn't hate it or nothing, but it wasn't until I saw like some like other like animated movies from this year, like Toy Story 5, and I saw Hoppers. That's when I was like, oh, yeah, this movie is down.
Yeah, from a critique standpoint, because like
compared to the other ones,
well, some movies still have to be fun.
That's true.
Everything's not going to be Goodfellas, Casino. Like if every movie was aiming to be that, if every movie would like.
And that's been one of my biggest critiques of a lot of people recently, is that it feels like people that are going to the cinema have forgotten to have fun, you know, just a little bit, because we're getting all these horrible criticisms on movies like Supergirl, or that whole campaign against Backroom, saying don't go watch Backrooms, go watch Obsession. Like, people stop having fun and just going to watch a movie for going to enjoy a movie. You know, now they want peak, or they want something masterclass, and it's not always going to be like that. And I will say, if we're just comparing the animated movies that came out this year, you know, Super Mario, Hoppers, and Toy Story, yeah, Super Mario is all the way at the bottom. But does it still run the gamut with the other 3? Yes, because visually it looks amazing, has the properties that we love, and it was a good time. But will it beat out the story from Hoppers? No. Will it beat out the animation from Toy Story 5? No. But is it still up there being a great animated movie this year? Yes.
I think as a standalone, Hoppers is the best one this year.
I would say
so. Standalone, because Toy Story 5 relies on the other 4 that came before it.
Oh yeah.
So as a standalone, Hoppers has the best story.
And Hoppers is a movie that I fucking love for multiple reasons. 1, it's Pixar. 2, the animation is just beautiful. And 3, conservation being the main story of that movie is great, especially nowadays. With Toy Story 5 and with Hoppers, you're not only telling kids that conservation is important, but go outside and play with your toys, or just go outside in general. And I feel like those are all important lessons for the kids that are growing up nowadays. And you know what? After the release of those 2 movies, I have seen more kids outside, which I love seeing. So Hoppers was just a game changer movie for Pixar, and I feel like Pixar is finally back. Starting from Hoppers, Pixar is finally back. Man.
Yeah, but I want people to remember, have fun. Some movies are supposed to be fun. Mortal Kombat 2, In the Gray.
Good luck, have fun, don't die.
Good luck, have fun, don't die.
They will kill you.
So yeah, there was like some movies are meant for fun. Not every movie is gonna be 10 out of 10. Godfather 2, Casino, like everyone at this table loves Nolan.
Oh, yeah.
That's safe to say, right? That's it, right.
100%.
All right. The Odyssey's coming out later this year. When did Oppenheimer come out?
2023.
Okay. When did
Tenet
come out?
2020.
Okay.
It seems he drops a movie every 3 years. About.
Okay. And what if Nolan had to drop a movie every year, every calendar year? Like do you think every single one of them is going to be that 10 out of 10 masterpiece?
That quality instantly dropping.
Okay. And
does runtime matter? Can it be like a 1 hour?
30-minute short films.
Yeah. Like okay, but see that and that's what I mean is that not every movie is going to be that. And Nolan, like if we lived in a world where for some reason Nolan has to drop a movie every single year, no matter what,
I want to live in that world.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You think so, but he would probably some years he'd choose movies he doesn't even care about because I got to do this and give me that script, screw it, or like so like.
And this is a conversation that, and not to veer off, but this is a conversation that we constantly have within the comic book community, where it's like, how can something that comes out weekly always be good? There's no way. You have to look for the good stuff, you know? Something that's just constantly coming out like that can't always be a 10.
Well, that's a little different there. You can rotate writers, rotate artists.
I mean, but it's not always going to be a 10.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not always going to be a 10, but
you know, if it's something that consistent, like, you know, at least like, and there's not the effort is not being put in there, like, you know, a 3-year project, then it's not going to be as well as the 3-year project.
But I think if Nolan had to drop every year, I don't even know what scenario would force him, like whatever it would be, like because one, some projects would have no passion, and two, we wouldn't say Nolan hits every time. We would say Nolan hits once every like 4 or 5 films because he would have dropped Tenet in 2020, right?
Yeah.
Then 2021, he'd have been like, I got nothing. I'll do an MCU movie. Right? He doesn't care for that, right? Yeah. So like that one would be bad. And then in 2022, he'd probably do like, I don't know, romance. Has Nolan ever done a full-on romance? Okay, see, so he probably wouldn't care about that. But then 2023 would come around, Oppenheimer. Oh yeah. And then 2024, and it's like, oh, he did a comedy. I guess one of those like raunchy, like you know, American Pie style comedies, and it's like probably wouldn't like that. And then whatever 2025 and now 2026. Oh, the Odyssey, yeah.
It's
so
a passion
like,
project.
Yeah. Speaking of the Odyssey, by the way, why don't we get to like second half of the year, like.
Okay, movies we're anticipating. I mean, I'll kick it off first by saying Spider-Man. I mean, that's coming up soon too. So Spider-Man, are you guys hyped for Spider-Man? How hyped are you guys for Spider-Man?
I want just as or even more than Doomsday, I think.
Go see Spider-Man. Take everybody. Go see it multiple times. It doesn't matter who has Spider-Man in the fantasy box office league.
He's only saying that because this motherfucker has Spider-Man in the fantasy box office league.
It's my anchor movie. But anyway, no, but still, like go watch Spider-Man. Take your kids.
Yeah, I mean, it's a killer anchor movie. I mean, we know it's gonna do great.
Take your friends' kids. Well, do I think Spider-Man's gonna make more box office than Doomsday? Probably not. But Spider-Man has a smaller budget than Doomsday, so the profit margin should be larger. For reference, by the way, no one's drafted Doomsday in the league at all. We were avoiding it because currently
there's only 3 of us though.
There's only 3 of us, but side tangent, Doomsday's break even right now is at $1 billion. So for the purposes of the fantasy box office game, Doomsday's not
everyone's just waiting till the land.
Yeah, because we're trying to see if the budget drops. Yeah. But no, Spider-Man obviously is one. What else? Well, we were just talking about the Odyssey.
The Odyssey. I mean, all 3 of our anchor picks, if we're being honest: Spider-Man, Odyssey, and Dune. I mean, those are 3 big movies that I feel like everyone, including the probably people at home, are excited for. You know. Okay. But we have some smaller projects in there.
I'm excited for The Digger.
Digger for sure with Tom Cruise.
I mean that. Careful saying that name.
Just straight up that trailer was just a 2-minute Tom Cruise glaze.
Dude.
And as a Tom Cruise fan, thank you for that.
I mean, I think my caption reflected that. I was like, Tom Cruise saw Nicolas Cage in The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, and then Bruce Campbell in I Am Bruce.
Yeah.
And it kind of just mixed, because it really, that's what it is. It's like Tom Cruise plays like a washed up version of himself, but he's gonna save the world, and that's basically what Bruce Campbell and Nick Cage did in their movies.
That's the plot for all his movies, though.
I think the plot for Digger is he kind of caused the problem, and then
he caused it. Okay.
Yeah, but he's selling to the people that he's fixing a problem, and they don't know that he's the one that caused the problem. So it should be interesting, but it's directed by Alejandro Inarritu. So he did The Revenant. He got my boy Leo the Oscar. Okay. So shout out him. He's a Mexican filmmaker. He did Amores Perros. I don't know if you guys have seen that Mexican movie.
Love that movie.
It's a fucking banger, dude.
Gael Garcia is like my number one, like Spanish movies actors.
Yeah.
He's crossed over to English movies like in recent movies.
He's in the MCU.
Yeah, he was the werewolf guy. That's like a 1-hour special, though.
Yeah, that's sick.
Look for that on Disney Plus, by the way. That's good stuff. But initially he only did like Mexican, Spanish, or like his Latin American Spanish movies. Yeah. But yeah, we were rocking with him since like the early 2000s. Yeah.
He did a Birdman with Michael Keaton.
Birdman.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
No, I was thinking he did
He's a goated director for sure.
No, for sure.
Shout out to Mexican filmmakers.
Guillermo, we love you.
What else coming up?
I'm leaning in.
You know what? What's dropping this year? And to make a little point on what we were just talking about, Zach Kreger's Resident Evil.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And actually, that's a little experiment, because Zach Kreger just dropped last year. So we're getting 2 years in a row of Zach Kreger. Yeah. Not since all his quality, but maybe we can make sure that the quality is still there. Yeah. And let's see if he drops next year too in 27.
It's 2026, and I think he's got like 5 movies in the fucking decade already.
Dang.
Does he?
He did Barbarian.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
So he has quite the fucking.
He drops movies pretty often, like every year or every other year.
Okay, but this will be 2 years in a row. So I have faith. I have complete faith.
I'm glad you have faith, because the internet does not have faith. Y'all turned on him quickly. As soon as he said, that's about all the zombies you're going to see, the ones that you saw in the trailer, y'all turned your backs on him quick.
Wait, who's y'all?
The internet. Okay. The internet for sure. But, I mean, when it comes to Resident Evil, right, a movie like this, the games they don't only focus solely on zombies. You know, we've had other installations where it's just a virus that overtakes the host, or
this is like an outbreak. The outbreak.
This is like exploring the other areas that aren't necessarily the zombie outbreak that we're so used to seeing. We've seen the Raccoon City Police Department over and over again. You know, this is exploring those outside avenues that we haven't gotten to see on the big screen, but we have seen in the video game. So I'm excited for it, but a lot of y'all turned your backs quick on the internet against him when he said that's about all the zombies you're getting in the movie.
I don't know who y'all look, man. I could count on one hand the number of times the internet's been right about movies. Hang on, I don't need any fingers yet. But the first time the internet will be right, I can let y'all guess which finger I'm going to raise. But anyways, no, I have faith, man. Zach Kreger's our new horror overlord. Yeah. Deal with it. I mean, he didn't do Obsession, but
his
that's his coven right there. Curry Baker and Kane Parsons.
Yeah, but I have faith, and we're gonna be checking it out.
No, for sure. I mean, I think all three of us will love Resident Evil, or at least you and me love Resident Evil. So it is definitely a movie that we're all excited to see. That's definitely a day one movie.
Yeah. Evil Dead Burns and other horror movies.
Oh, that's coming up soon too, right? I am not excited for that one. I hate gore, and this is excessive gore, but I will be forced to be in that theater thanks to my girlfriend. But I am not excited for this one. I was a fan of the older Evil Dead movies, but once it turned into this like over excessive, just like gore fest, I said I'm out. No.
The Evil Dead has never lost money.
No, it has not.
Maybe on their TV show, but no, that it ran for more than one season.
No, it definitely ran for more.
I think it ran for 3. So no Evil Dead movie has ever lost money at the box. And when I mean lost money, I don't just mean make it. I mean, I'm talking the 2.5 break even point. So like they haven't, and I don't think any of them have been bad. And you didn't say they were bad. You said you didn't like the excessive gore.
Yes.
So that's not even saying they're not bad. But yeah,
it's just not for me. And I always say that if a movie is not for me and it's still good, I'm gonna make that obvious. You know, it wasn't a bad movie. It just wasn't for me. But there's people out there that just feel like it's a bad movie. No, I'm not saying it's a bad movie at all. It's just over excessive gore to me is not it. That's just to me, which is crazy because my favorite horror movie right now is Terrifier. But I don't know. There's something about the over excessive gore that came with the new trilogy of Evil Dead that I just wasn't rocking with.
Clayface comes out in October. I'm super excited for that.
That's like
DC Comics.
No, but that's like that's not the same kind of horror as Obsession or
no. I would say it's more
Evil Dead. That's like body horror.
Substance.
So okay, yes,
Substance. A little bit of that body horror, especially in the initial trailer. He wipes his face and all of it just comes down. Like that already, gives off the horror vibes that we want.
Yeah, like I hope it's like that, like The Substance with a little bit of like the Joker movie from 2019.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, a little bit more of that serious tone.
You mean the first Joker?
Okay.
Yeah. Not the musical.
I think it's safe. I think it's safe to say that anytime people are going to talk about the Joker movie, they're talking about the first.
Okay.
I didn't see the second one.
I haven't seen the second one either, which is kind of crazy. Maybe we're gonna have to do a watch along with that one.
I got a weird one, kind of it's not weird, but it's weird for me to look forward to it because I don't think I've looked forward to a single one of them before. The next Hunger Games.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't know if it counts as Hunger Games 5 or 6 because 3 was split into 2. So those two together are 3. Then they went to that prequel one.
Well, this is still a prequel.
Yeah, but I'm talking like the 5th main. That's like
fifth installment.
Yeah, 5th installment. So I think this counts as the 5th installment, but it's the 6th movie because 3 was split in 2.
Yeah.
And I've never looked forward to any of the Hunger Games movies. I've watched all of them for one situation or another, but I have seen all of them. But this trailer for the first time, I'm like, oh damn, I actually want to watch this one. And I think it's because my favorite one's the second one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why, but in the story they have this thing where every 25 years they throw
the quarter quail.
Whatever, yeah. And they've done it once, the second one.
Yeah.
And I like that idea. Mm-hmm. And now this movie's doing that again.
The last one.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna check this out. It's the winner's turn.
And this is what's his name? Woody Harrelson's character. This is his Hunger Games.
This is when he was young and
he won it.
It's shocking to hear you say that, especially because I feel like all of us kind of enjoyed the first movie. And watching the one before this one definitely wouldn't have got me hyped for this next one at all. Because the first prequel had what's her face? I can't remember her name.
Rachel Zegler.
Rachel Zegler in it. And I was already off put by her being in the movie. But then I watched it and you could totally tell that they only cast her in this movie because she could sing. Her acting is completely atrocious. So if you showed me that movie and you were like, are you hyped for the next one? I'd be like, hell no. But based off the trailer for this next one, how star-studded it is with the new class of actors that we're getting for the next couple of years, I'm totally on board.
I mean, Peter Dinklage didn't bring you in?
No. Are we still supporting Peter Dinklage at this point?
I mean, okay. Did we ever?
He's done more harm to the dwarf community than better.
All right, but outside of Game of Thrones, did we ever really support? I was never Team Dinklage anyway. So outside of Game of Thrones, and maybe his appearance in
X-Men.
Infinity War.
Oh yeah, when he was the giant.
He built a Stormbreaker for Thor.
Oh,
on Nidavellir or whatever. That's what I'm saying. So we were never Team Dinklage like that, anyways.
For sure.
But no, yeah, I think that prequel Hunger Games was the low point of the franchise for me.
For sure.
But my biggest thing is I've never looked forward to seeing the Hunger Games, and now for the first time, that I like the second one the best, but going into it, I wasn't hyped to go see it at the time. It just turns out that one is my favorite. But now I'm actually looking forward to one of them. I'm like, damn, that trailer was good.
Yeah.
Oh man, like that. Yeah. Look at all these actors in this new one. So we'll see.
I like what they're doing. I like that they're going back to the old Hunger Games. Like it started with the 74th and the 75th, but I think the last one was the 10th or the first, was it?
No, it was the 10th.
The 10th, yeah.
And this was the 50th. So they're just doing random ones.
We only got one quarter quo story left to tell. So damn, I'm not saying that's small, but it's just surprising that my favorite movie is the second one where they have a quarter quo, and now the the only movie I've ever been hyped to see is another quarter coil. And I'm like, am I just a quarter coil?
You found your groove.
The quarter coil. I just want to see the winners go at it. That's it. That's
just like it when it's bigger. There's more.
Exactly.
Yeah, he does.
You like double it, right?
Speaking about bigger, we just got announced a huge animated Batman project. Well, you want to tell the crowd a little bit about it?
Yeah, wait, hold up. We got a lot of Batman on
a lot.
Talking about the absolute Batman animated series or the
I'm talking about Nightfall.
Oh,
no,
okay,
the movie, the new movie trilogy.
Yeah, we just got announced a 3-part movie of Batman: The Nightfall. It's based off of this comic called with the same name, Batman Nightfall, and it's sick. Christopher Nolan kind of adapted it in The Dark Knight Rises with the whole Bane thing, but not really too much. This animated movie is gonna be like 1-for-1 like the book. You can even tell with the animation, like it looks just like it's pulled up from the comic book.
Even the art style, like the character models and everything.
The design is sick. It's like hella like 90s and shit. Like Batman's cape has like the points and shit.
Yeah.
Just super 90s.
And it's gonna be 3 parts, which is exciting because that means they're not rushing to tell the story at all. And I feel like that's something with these comic books. It's a lot better when you try to animate it than to bring it to like a real life film, because you can take that time. You take that attention to detail in making the story that we love and know from the comics into something actually, watchable.
And DC has a history of making good animated shows and movies. Like they've always been on top of it. And this one's gonna be rated R too.
And which is good. It's a good sign because we also just got announced the Absolute Batman series is getting an animated adaptation. And for that one, you definitely need a pretty high rating. Yeah. Because if you want to make the fans happy, the people that are reading that comic book right now, you have to include that brutality. Yeah. There's no way you don't include that brutality in this animated show.
I heard they're doing 3D animation for that one, and that kind of pissed me off on that one.
I mean, there's been advances. I used to be a huge hater about like 3D animation and stuff like that. But there has been large strides in the past couple of years for 3D animation that I feel like we can try to give them a shot at least. If this flops, this would be a huge disaster for DC because this is one of their biggest properties right now. But I want to give. I want to have faith and give it a chance. I feel like this will do good.
This YouTuber released like a little short from a panel, and it was like 2 minutes long with like 3D animation style. And I think it's gonna look a little bit like that, and it didn't look too bad.
Okay.
Should be good.
Have you guys watched any of those like animes on Netflix that like use that 3D animation?
A lot of the Korean ones.
A lot of the Korean ones. Have you watched any of those like Godzilla or?
I watched the trailers because they start auto playing. But like. None of them have like brought me on there. Watch this.
No, as someone that hasn't really read Absolute Batman, but you've seen it, and someone that's kind of like drive by watch some of those Korean animations that are 3D. Would you be excited if this Absolute Batman was just regular flat 2D, or do you think that giving it a chance in 3D is we should give it a chance in 3D?
I want to give it a chance just because the animation style is one thing, but the story is another. Yeah, if they're telling a good Batman story, which Absolute Batman is right now, and if they do it right, then don't change.
It's only been out for 2 years, 20 issues, and it already has a TV show.
TV show brand has been split in half. like it's definitely carrying one of the carrying factors right now for DC.
And the story is just so different, so sick.
There was also a couple other projects like The Joker Who Kills, right? And that one is about. In that storyline, Batman gets murdered. So, like Joker is the main character for that one. So that one's also excited. And then My Adventures of Green Lantern. We have My Adventures of Superman, which is fantastic. If you love the Superman film from last year, definitely go watch My Adventures of Superman.
Season 3 out right now.
But now we're getting My Adventures of Green Lantern, which I'm super hyped because I wasn't a huge Green Lantern fan until that Superman movie last year, which is shocking. To everyone I tell,
Guy Gardner.
They're like, Guy's the one that got you in it. Yes, Guy is the one that got me into Green Lanterns.
If you told a comic book fan like a couple years ago that the most popular like iteration of Green Lantern on screen was going to be Guy Gardner,
now, okay,
they'd have kicked you out of that comic.
What are we doing?
They'd have banned you.
You're saying that now, but as someone who also liked the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern and Guy Green, who was the best interpretation of a Green Lantern on screen?
Oh, Ryan Reynolds was perfect. He was Green Lantern shit.
As a Hal Jordan.
James Gunn needs to hire him back.
Remember, he
offered it. He said, "Fuck off."
That's a hot take right there. To hire him back.
But they're doing Kyle Chandler's guy is Hal Jordan now, but he's retired.
He's aged, yeah.
No, yeah, he's retired. Hal Jordan to Jon Stewart's Rookie.
Stewart, yeah.
That's a show though. So
yeah, the Rookie.
Which, by the way, 2 Green Lantern projects in the same year.
Yeah, I mean they're pushing hard right now. DC is taking that momentum wave and really riding it. Like not only through comic books, animated shows, the DC universe, like everything. DC is just making that big push, and they're using that momentum, that wave to get ahead. And right now, on Marvel side, they're getting ahead, man. They're getting ahead.
DC still not pushing Wonder Woman. That's crazy. What are we doing?
Tom King over there ruining it for all of us.
I'd say they're closing the gap though, because and only in live action, because me personally, DCAU has always been above.
Oh, yeah.
Like DC Animated Universe has always been better than Marvel Animated Universe. And hell, some DCAU is better than some Marvel live action, man. But like, we won't point any fingers. Black Widow.
Have you seen any of the recent DC animated movies?
Echo. Wait, which one? The recent one?
Just like any of them, like, cause like they kind of like started over.
I think they did start over.
They did, with like the Tomorrowverse, and I never really like.
I watched it. I watched the Crisis on Infinite Earth was a 3-parter. Yeah. I didn't like part 2.
Yeah, no.
Part 1 and 3 were good, but
yeah, they like changed the universe after like I think it was Justice League Apocalypse War or something like that.
No, Apocalypse War was 2020, and then from that it leads into Crisis on Infinite Earth, which was a 3-parter, just like the new Batman.
Yeah.
And at the end of Crisis Infinite Earth Part 3, they reset everything back to 0 because in DC, a multiverse is a problem. Can't have it. In DC, a multiverse ruins everything. So they summoned they summoned 0 again, or the originator, and they reset everything to basically, if there was 3 Supermen, they all blended into one and just made one prime. And then it's one timeline again. It's one everything. However many like the Stranger there was, or however many Wonder Women, and all of them just fused into one, and they just kept one prime version and back. So no more multiverse in DC animated for now.
I didn't get that far because I wasn't liking like the movies.
Okay,
like, I only watched a few of the newer ones. Like after like Justice League, like Apocalypse War, like Flash reset everything, reset the universe at the end of that one.
Yeah,
I saw like 2 movies after that, and I wasn't really feeling that. So I gave up. I didn't catch up on that.
And personally, I'm someone that is catching up on the DCAU because I wasn't before. I would say pre-2019, I was all about Marvel collecting comic books, watching movies, watching the shows, but not DC as much. But now coming back from that large extended gap, I have flipped the page. Now I'm all about DC. DC is where it's at least for me right now, and it's doing a lot to grab my attention, as where Marvel really isn't.
I think so. I mean, DCAU is the best thing they ever put out, though. It was keeping DC afloat during the Snyderverse, and James Gunn hasn't done enough yet to overshadow DCAU. So like, the DCAU has been there constant. Problem is, you got to look for it.
Yeah.
There's no wide theatrical releases for Death of Superman or Apocalypse War, which is really good, by the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of this week's episode. We will catch you next week. Until then, follow us on Instagram and TikTok to follow everything that we're doing. And we will be bringing you more content very soon. Until then, peace out.
We'll see you at the